Hello again, everyone, and thank you for joining us on our weekly Watch Party Wednesday. I'm Lee Gordon, coming to you live from Chicago, home of Brunswick, where we are thrilled to welcome our incredible Freedom Boat Club owners and members from around the world. And tonight, we are pleased to welcome the one and only Captain Dean Iverson, Safety Training Supervisor of Freedom Boat Club in Tampa, coming to us from his boat, making us all jealous. Now, it says 20-plus boat club destinations around Tampa Bay, but Captain Dean, I know you like big news and breaking news, so I know you got some breaking news from the boat tonight.
That's right. We're really proud. In October, we're going to cut the ribbon on our 30th location here in the area.
It's an incredible growth story that you guys have. There's so many locations around Tampa, which is great. So let's go with the icebreaker right now. We always talk about music, and I know you're a music buff, and we've got our Taste of Freedom Tunes Spotify playlist. When you get out on the water, I mean, what are you listening to right now when you're backing up the boat and cruising? What are you going for?
I'll go anything tropical, from Buffett to Belafonte, but I really have been into the Zac Brown Band lately with Toes in the Sand. I love that song.
That's great. So I know you've got a really interesting background, and everybody that we talk to seems to have this just incredible background of how you came to where you are. You know, I know one of yours is, owning your own professional pirate ship, which, again, when you're going to a Buccaneers game, I get it. But what are we talking about here?
So, well, when I was growing up, my dad always said, if you have a job you love, then you'll never have to work, right? So I was in college in the Northeast, and those cold, dreary winter days got to me. By the end of college, I was out of there. Make a business plan, head to the Tampa Bay area, and what could be better in this area than opening a pirate ship charter boat cruise for families? And so that's what I did. I got my 100-ton captain's license, started Buccaneer Adventure Cruises with a 55-foot pirate ship, and cruised the bay for pillage and plunder, which was so much fun. Full swashbuckling regalia, bandana to boots, head to toe, with doing the family stuff, treasure hunts with the kids, and things like that. But you know what it really was perfect training for daily boat maintenance, the way you would do it for guests as opposed to yourself, and also the customer service that goes along with that.
So did you have a spiel, like when people came on, you kind
absolutely.
of Disney? What do you got?
He made
you got to give us something.
The whole thing.
You got to give us a little taste of this here.
Well, you got to have the music in the background with the sword fighting and the cannons ready to go, and you just got to lay into the heavy, English accent, and get a little gruff with it.
So you're not giving us anything, are you?
I'm not giving you anything.
I was just saying,
I'm retired, Lee.
Wait, I'm not done yet. We're going to get to this. So how do you go from that? How do you go from the Northeast to running a pirate ship to Freedom Boat Club?
Yeah, so eventually I sold the pirate ship to another, enterprising young buccaneer, and spent some of my gold and relaxed a while. And then I decided to go to trade school to figure out how to fix engines. Mercury certification was one of those that I got. And one of my dear friends mentioned to me that he was training new members for this thing called Freedom Boat Club in the Bonita Springs area. And I thought, I don't even know what is a boat club. I have no idea what that is even. And so he introduced me to it, and pretty soon I was hooked. I signed up, and they took me down and got me trained up by the experts at home office there in Venice. And I was employed in the Tampa Bay area here at one of the 3 locations, which is Treasure Island, that Mr. Giglio and his team were setting up in their expansion north. And that was just a great place to learn the whole process from the dock up.
What kind of boat are you on right now? I'm trying to figure this out as you're talking to me.
This is actually one of our specialty boats. It's a Godfrey pontoon with a slide on it.
Is it Mercury powered in the back? If it's not, don't say it.
Yes,
okay, I have to say, if it's not, don't say that.
The Cypress Ks are so popular, Mr. Gordon.
Right, exactly.
They're all out.
So you're a pirate captain. You love Freedom Boat Club, but I know you're also very into safety, and that's one of the things that really sets you apart from other people is the focus on safety and the safety training supervisor. Talk to us a little bit about not just the importance of safety, but what that means to you.
Well, what we're doing is really unique in that Freedom Boat Club takes, so many boaters that have such little knowledge, and we are putting them on the water. And to do that safely, we've got to give them the basics, the tools they need to grow. You can't make an experienced boater overnight, obviously. They're going to have to do that themselves, but they need the tools. And so that's what we like to give them. And when our illustrious leader, Glenn Vergoffin, took over and made this the Tampa Bay franchise, he decided to enact this with a small band of 5 ragtag U.S. Coast Guard certified captains, but it has grown through demand to 42 captains now in 6 different regions, over 100 miles up and down the coast. So we have to stay well oiled. We all have the same exact curriculum that we're taught from the beginning, but what makes it really cool is that all these captains bring their own salty stories and wind them into the training, and that just puts that into the memory of the member. They remember the stories of getting stuck in a storm or running aground, and then they don't make the same mistakes. And we really have a lot of fun with that. And the other thing that we've done for safety and training to help our members get that extra, maybe while they're at home, is put an online university together. So we've got all kinds of tutorial videos, anything from anchoring at a beach to using an island as a wave break to just a cleat hitch. And there are tests to take and all kinds of material to read. So we've had a great time putting all that together and getting every member on the same page.
No, that's great. You know, and Freedom Boat Club is the #1 social club for boaters. And I know there hasn't been a lot of social activity, or maybe in Florida there is, but a lot of social activity because of COVID. But when we're on the other side of this, what are some of the things you're looking forward to doing the most in the Tampa area?
Well, we have obviously all the normal social events, the wine and cheese things, the Diva Club, but there's 4 that really have started to evolve as unique social gatherings. It didn't start out that way. These actually began as safety training gatherings, and the people who have all these same things in common who attend them just begin socializing. It's really phenomenal. So we started out with the Women's Freedom Wednesday. We have so many new women joining Freedom Boat Club and getting involved with boats. There was a big cry for just having the ladies join each other with our female captains and going out on the water, learning some close quarters maneuvering and docking and anchoring. And then they became friends and they started going out and seeing each other, on the water as well. The backlash to that was that the men then decided they wanted their own training sessions as well. So once a month, we'll pick a new location and do one for them as well. Another thing we do is an area tour. So over the 29, 30 locations, we'll pick a new location each month. We'll reserve half the fleet. We'll get our captains out there who know the local area, and we'll just get people acquainted to a new set of waterways so that when they go out and reserve the boats on their own, they don't run aground. But once again, all these people who join these and reserve with us, they have this in common, so they enjoy doing it together. And then the last thing that we're just starting to do, hopefully we'll get started in October, we've got Freedom kayaks and paddle boards up at our Crystal River area where there's a lot of freshwater springs and manatees. And so we've got a couple certified instructors, and if our members want to go sign up to get instruction and these little eco tours, they can do that all together. And I have a feeling that's going to become a big social event as well.
That's great. And it kind of leads right to the next question I was going to ask. I spent a ton of time as a kid and going boating and fishing in St. John's Pass and St. Petersburg, and just really love that area. And Freedom Boat Club, we've got the Freedom Travel Pass. So what are some of the, outside of driving by Tom Brady's house, what are some of the hidden gems that you like to take some of your members out there? I know that's part of it.
I've got 4 favorites, honestly. I always, it depends on where you are, but if you're down south where you were talking about, Shell Key, right there by our Treasure Island and Terra Verde location, that's beautiful. And then as you come north in the Clearwater and Dunedin area, you've got Hurricane Pass, which I always love because it's a state park on either side with that sugar sand, the blue water flowing right through the pass, lots of action. It's really beautiful. I couldn't go, though, without mentioning up in Crystal River, the Plantation Resort. Our members can make a couple days stay there with our boats right out back of the resort and just take the boats out for the weekend. And one more would have to be our Lake Harris location up northeast of Orlando. And if you've heard of the Dora Canal, which I'm sure you have, it's just like a prehistoric forest that you're driving your boat through. It is gorgeous. So those are my 4 hidden gems. Those
are very nice. So lastly, I know boating is very, very much in your veins, but what does Freedom Boat Club mean to you?
Oh, there's so many ways to describe it depending on what you're talking about. For me, it's adventure, though, I'd say. I mean, there's always something new. I've been with the company for 8 years, and there's not 2 days I can say where I saw the same thing. There's always something to learn and something new to witness.
That's great. I mean, your passion flows through with everything that you do. And without further ado, let's take a look at Captain Dean Iverson and our Freedom Boat Club Spotlight, Tampa Bay. Well, Captain Dean, I can't thank you enough for joining us on our weekly Watch Party Wednesday. And members, please plan to join us next week for our Freedom at the Helm special, featuring an exclusive club spotlight of Freedom Boat Club Delaware and New Jersey with owner and active philanthropist Bev Rosella. Thanks again for joining us this evening. Remember to tune in every Wednesday at 7 o'clock Eastern Time for our Freedom Social Watch Party Wednesday.